Hello, and welcome. Today we are to talk about downsizing, and I can see that only one person is actually tuned into my channel. Oh, and right now I have 0. Anyways, let's get back to the subject and let's my face on the screen. Ooh, that's me. Okay. So the thing is that in last couple of days, I have noticed loads of downsizing happening in the shops, yeah? And one of them is Lyons Tea that decided to get rid of the pyramid tea bags that they used to do for ages, for like 10 years or even more. But they decided that they are no longer good enough. And what they did is, 1 second, I just want to get it on the screen, yeah, and my face here. Okay, and they decided that they are not good enough because they do not release the flavor as good as the flat ones, the square ones, yeah. But I think that they did the same thing 10 years ago, advertising Lyons Tea as the one that's the best in the world, from the very simple reason that they have pyramid tea bags. So what happened right now is they got rid of the pyramid tea bags. 1 second, just let me find my photos that I took of the tea bag box, yeah. So what happens is that they are going to get rid of this big box with tea bags that had 240 tea bags in them, and they are going to substitute with 210, I think, so 30 bags less, for more or less the same price, because in the shop that I was buying the tea bags, they were actually exactly the same price, same shelf, same product, less of the same product, and you're paying more. I just got one of the tea bags into my tea bag, and I have one of the last big boxes of Lyons Tea. The problem is that this is not the only company doing that. The other one is Pepsi, for example, and they decided to, let me just find the article. And this is happening in Europe. Honestly, I don't know what's the story with States. I've heard that you're drinking Pepsi and Coke with no sugar for a really, really long time. So I did not hear any of the media telling us that there is going to be less sugar in Pepsi Original, yeah? They don't even call it Pepsi Original, it's just Pepsi. But they decided to limit the amount of sugar in it. And the problem is that they did not tell anyone about it. They did not tell anyone that they are changing the ingredients. Unlike Coke, Coke is the only one, probably the last drink that you can get in Ireland that would be 100% sugar. And I was in Killarney last week and I got actually a number of cans of Pepsi that is still with 100% sugar. That was 6 last cans in one of the Eastern European shops. So I got one of them, not one of them, 6 of them, all of they had, 6 or even 8. And I'm just going to have them on special occasion because you won't be able to get it anymore. So these things are happening, and another downsizing that I've recorded is actually toilet paper. Can you imagine that in recent days I've noticed that some of the companies made the toilet roll look the same and loading less leaves in it by changing the pipe that's inside the cardboard pipe, yeah? So the bigger the cardboard pipe, the less toilet paper that they are actually loading into the product. So, and that's not the last information, because about toilet paper in the European Union, they are actually thinking of getting rid of toilet paper. Can you imagine that? So the EU legislators are thinking of getting rid of toilet paper and simply getting and 1 second. Getting rid of toilet paper and simply using water instead. So let me just find the article. Ireland could be facing a toilet paper shortages as new EU law comes into effect. So what can happen sooner or later is that now they will simply try to substitute toilet paper with something that is not really nice. But in general, they think that it is waste of time, money and resources, and we should substitute it with simply water. So we might be seeing rise of toilets with sprinkles in them, but the problem is it really the problem? The same story with the eco-friendly cars. So we are going electric mostly, but it ends up that Ford Raptor, for example, is one of the eco-friendly cars according to the European Union, instead of, let's say, the small Toyotas that have 1 liter or even smaller engines. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how it's gonna end up, but I don't really like it, that especially when the manufacturers of certain goods do not inform us of the changes. And they should have told us, Pepsi should have told us, okay, we cannot compete with the competition, we have to limit the amount of sugar, we would be making more money in this very matter. But no, they are not telling us. So the question is, are we going to allow it? Probably, yeah. And we're going to end up... I can't drink these drinks with no sugar. Honestly, I simply don't understand how... Well, majority of population seems to be happy with that. And so it's time to get rid of the toilet paper. Most of the cars probably, because if they're not electric, they are going to be more congestion charges, there are going to be more taxation, and petrol is probably going to be more and more expensive. The big problem is that why is Irish government, for example, so delayed with the electric scooters and electric bikes? We still have no legislation, and for people that can't get an electric car, maybe that would be the solution. So we're still waiting for that. And well, more or less that's it for tonight, and I hope that you're doing great and that you can still enjoy sodas and fizzy drinks that contain good ingredients and taste wonderful. So see you next time, and just buy it as long as you can. See you. Bye bye.